For 1/10 of the price of a Richard Mille, this is definitely the better choice. Hello, welcome to Swiss Watch Channel, where we talk about special watches from different brands, different complications and different movements. Today we're gonna feature a brand which we haven't before, Jaquet Droz. Today's watch is gonna be the Jaquet Droz Grande Seconde Skelet-One. Pierre Jaquet Droz was born in 1721 on a small farm in Le Château in Switzerland. He founded the company Jaquet Droz in 1738 when he started a workshop in which he created clocks and automatons which also sometimes had music boxes in them. In the year 2000, the Swatch Group acquired Jaquet Droz, and in 2002 they launched their famous Grande Seconde collection, which is inspired by a vintage pocket watch. It's arguably the most recognizable line of Jaquet Droz and used in pretty much almost every watch they make. In the world of social media and viral content, they're known for the Birdie Peter watch, the Charming Bird, Magic Lotus automaton, or a machine which can basically sign your name on paper. It's something that I really like, but I haven't seen it in person yet. It's a marvel of watchmaking and mechanics in general, and having this know-how in-house at Jaquet Droz is really special. Today's watch is definitely a competitor to all the skeleton watches on the market. We reviewed quite a few on the channel before, and I personally also own a skeletonized watch. I own the Jacob & Co Epic X, which has a fully skeletonized movement. It's a manual winding watch, where this one isn't. It has a 18 karat gold automatic winding rotor. Also, you have seen maybe a similar movement, or maybe the design of the movement in Richard Mille watches. You have a blacked out, fully skeletonized movement like in this watch, but I would say that Jaquet Droz is doing a better job with the finishing, and also I checked the quality of it. It's much better than most Richard Mille watches I saw. And especially if you consider the price point of a Jaquet Droz watch to a Richard Mille. Granted, the value retention and the hype on the market isn't the same, so you can't really compare them in this regard, but just from a watchmaking perspective, this definitely has the upper hand. The price of this model in my hands, which was lent to me by Bar Chronometry in Zurich, the official retailer for Jaquet Droz, is 24,300 Swiss francs. A comparable Richard Mille movement would be at least 100 and upwards retail, if you can even get one. Also, you have comparable wristwatches on the market with a skeletonized movement from around 18,000 to 24,000 Swiss francs, or if you want to buy a tourbillon, let's say from Angelus, you can do so for, I think, about 27,000 Swiss francs. Definitely a competitive price point for this watch, and also if you consider all the materials involved. We have a full black ceramic case which is scratch resistant. From the front, the bezel is almost like matte finished, and the side of the case and the lugs and the case back are beautifully polished. Ceramic has its pros and cons. The bad thing about ceramic can be if you drop it on some tiles or stone, it can chip off, basically the case can break, which doesn't happen with stainless steel, for example, or titanium. But if you compare it to those other materials, ceramic doesn't scratch. So you gotta think about what kind of user are you? Are you gonna be a clumsy one, drop the watch? I hope not, because that's the last thing you wanna do with a watch this expensive. Or are you gonna be more careful and take care of it? If you are, that's definitely a choice for you. The watch is actually really easy to read. You just have to focus on this dial at 12 o'clock. It's a white gold dial with a vertical brushing and applied indexes. The indexes are not applied on the dial though, but above the dial there's a very thin layer of a sapphire disc, and the indexes are above it. So when you shoot the watch or look at it from the side, it looks as though the indexes are floating. You see blue screws all around the dial here holding it, and also on the bottom here. And the lower part is the Grande Seconde, like I said, something Jaquet Droz is known for. And if I turn the watch towards the light a bit from the top, you'll see what I mean. So here you can see the whole sapphire disc. So basically the seconds indication, which has a railway track around the periphery of it, indicates the second. We have the Jaquet Droz logo on top of it, and that's it. Pretty simple to read. Now it's 10 past 10. If we push out the crown and change the time, you can also see the crown wheels here engaging and the crown levers. Now we turn it a bit the other direction. Now it's, let's say like this, it's 20 past 3 o'clock. And you can see also that all the steel hands are heat blued, which gives it a nice shimmer when you turn towards the light. Again, it's a nice combination of black, gray and blue, and this beautiful white gold dial on top. It's a color combination I really like, and it works really good with this watch. What I also need to mention is that this watch has probably one of the best sapphire crystals I've seen in a long time. The crystal is barely visible, so when I'm looking at it now straight ahead, I could swear that I can just push my finger into the movement. Thankfully, that's not the case. So when we turn the watch around, you can also see the open case back, of course, because it is a skeletonized movement. You can see how beautiful it's finished. All the screws are polished, all the edges are also chamfered and then black treated. It's a double barrel movement. The two barrels are visible on the top here. Features 68 hours of power reserve, which is plenty, so just remember to wind the watch from time to time. And you have the balance wheel beating here on the bottom. It features a silicone balance spring and pallet horn. The movement beats at 4 Hz, so 28,800 vibrations per hour, a pretty average oscillation for many watches. And you have the bidirectional automatic winding rotor on the back, which is actually really good. So the 18 karat white gold rotor is individually numbered. We've got the number 86 here, and it's also of course skeletonized so we don't obstruct the beautiful movement. This is definitely a watch I would love to own one day. The price I think is pretty fair if you consider that this is also a part of a big group, so you have to have a lot of margin in there as well. If this would be an independent watchmaker, it could go both ways. It would be either much more expensive or maybe a few $1,000s cheaper. This watch features a stainless steel and ceramic folding clasp with black PVD treatment, and the strap they chose for this model is made out of beautiful and very easy to wear fabric. It's a very sporty look, and I wouldn't mind wearing this watch in the summertime or maybe even near water. Of course, you just don't go diving with it, right? It's not that kind of watch. It's not that sporty. From the side you can see the height of the case. It's actually 12.48 millimeters high. When I turn the wrist around, you can see how it looks on my 18.1 centimeter wrist. The diameter is 41.5 millimeters. I think a very nice size. Definitely smaller wrists can wear this watch because the lugs are also bent downwards. We have a lug to lug of 47.7 millimeters, and if you want to change the strap, I measured it's 19.5 millimeters, which is gonna be difficult, but this is also sometimes the way that brands basically monitor where you buy the straps. So if you want a different straps, you probably gotta go to Jaquet Droz or make a custom strap with many people who make them on Instagram as well. I really like the look of this watch. You can definitely wear it to a suit like I am right now, or some jeans and t-shirt, and maybe go on a hike with it or whatever. It's really a versatile watch, I think. And the price point isn't all too bad if you consider the level of finishing this watch again features, which I think is definitely worth considering. Of course, value retention is a topic in the watch collecting space. Definitely, if you buy this watch, be sure to buy it smart and buy it from somebody who you trust. This year, Jaquet Droz introduced 3 new models to this collection: green, orange, and also baby blue. So definitely check those out. They're also limited. Go try them on in person and marvel at the glass. And if you're at the boutique, send me a photo on Instagram and we can discuss how you feel about it. Let me know which is your favorite model from Jaquet Droz. Would you like to own one? Do you own one, and are you happy with it or not? Leave a comment down below. If there's a watch brand we haven't covered yet, leave a comment down below and I'm gonna try to organize it and bring it onto the channel. We try to feature watches that you haven't seen before, plus we always feature watches which we can actually physically film. So it's not just a bunch of pictures on the screen. Leave a like and subscribe. It really helps out to make videos for you guys in the future. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you next week.